Hello everyone,
we're
MossCharmly.
We brought you something nobody asked for.
Real wood burning in Krita.
So here are the materials we used. We got wood at our local craft store and we would scan these into the computer. So here are two different ones that we have. One's kind of like a knotted pine and...
Yeah, there is an oak.
Yeah.
Exactly, and that's the knotted pine. The first one was the oak. This is the piece of wood we used for the brush pattern.
Yeah, in the back of the brushes, it has
in the engine itself, right?
Yeah.
And now we're going to show scanning it all for Krita. We scanned the hardwood first, and that's the scanner we use, so we know it's real.
Yeah, so we used real stuff.
Now this is about the wood burning brush bundle that we created. Now this bundle, as well as all of the canvases we've created, will be
free.
You know, they're free.
Yeah,
right?
but they'll be in the description below of the video, so you can find those there. If you want to, check it out, give it a shot.
Fun.
Yeah.
The first brush we made is a universal brush. It's literally modeled after real brush tips in wood burning. All of the tips are pressure sensitive, and they work very much exactly like the real life ones. So the shader is a really good one. It actually has a very leaf formed tip.
Yeah.
Very much like an actual shader tip. And you can blend and you can do a lot of different unique little, things with it.
Yeah.
Most of the time wood burning tips and using wood burning, you'll actually have like a favorite or something like that. My favorite is the flow tip, actually, which is interesting because this one I use to do a lot of detail with.
Yeah, this one's a good brush for it. If you just make the size smaller, you can do detail work with it, and you can make it bigger too.
So there we go. Really like that one a lot.
Yeah. Also with this, the tail end of the brush, if you can follow it.
Oh yeah, it's definitely, these brushes are modeled after using the actual tool. So the tip of the brush will definitely follow where an eraser would be on your pencil. So it's basically led by the tail of your stylus.
Well put.
Yeah. And the last one's the cone.
Yeah, the cone brush tip. This one kind of has a unique brush tip too, kind of triangles, and you can make fun stuff.
And use it for shading and everything.
Yeah.
There we go. And now we're going to show you how to make the wood canvas.
Here we go. Okay, now that we've got a piece of wood scanned into the computer, we're going to start by making a new image. So we're going to go File, New, and here we go. Got.
This is what it is. I think that's an A4 horizontal.
Yeah, I think
300.
So do that.
Just to make sure, so you can do the same thing if you'd like.
And then we can change it here, horizontal.
Yeah, portrait mode.
And there we go. Press create.
Boom, create it.
Nice.
Awesome. Now we're going to go back to the wood that we created. So that's going to be knotted pine. Oh, wrong one. So we're going to actually, how about we shift these around just so that they're easier to organize the tabs. We'll bring the, if you can take that and just drag it all the way. There we go.
There we go.
Just so that we're right in line with what we're doing.
Good idea.
So we're going to go back to the knotted pine that we actually scanned in, and we're going to copy this, right?
So, yeah, you could either right click and go copy layer. And then go back to the new image you made, and you can either right click and go paste layer.
Perfect. Now this knotted pine is a much larger image than the canvas we created, so you're going to want to go and change that.
So you could do that by this transform tool right here. And you could see how ginormous it is. So I recommend maybe pressing Shift
and grabbing a node. Also, could we flip that so that it's actually matches up?
Let's do that.
Super cool.
Oops. A little fun.
Yeah, it's okay. That's good. Oops.
almost there. Sorry.
There we go.
Sorry.
There it is.
That'll do. Right?
Yeah, I think it looks good. I think it looks good for what we're doing.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Exactly.
Yeah. Let's keep it.
There we go.
Okay. So now that we have it, now it's doing its business.
Yep. We're going to actually go to the paint layer below, and we're going to go up to select, which is going to be
right here. So we go select.
Here, select all, right? And then we're going to go back to the background or the wood we created, or brought in, sorry, and we're going to press
edit,
copy. So edit, copy, right?
copy.
Awesome.
Then we're going to go back down to the
to
paint layer and go edit,
paste. Perfect. And don't forget to delete the background that we got it from because it's really big.
Yeah, so
Don't
you
wanna
delete
bog
that.
everything down.
And now we just have this one.
That one.
So let's rename this.
Can we zoom in so we can
yeah.
sort of like keep things visually interesting?
Yeah, sorry about that. We're seeing it, it's super
There we
tiny.
go. Yeah. Look at that.
Here it is.
Micronauts. Yeah. So we're going to go back to the background. We're going to rename this, right?
Yeah.
Call this wood.
Right.
There we go.
Now, this is where we're going to desaturate.
Exactly.
So we're going to go into filter, adjust.
HSV adjustments. And we're going to desaturate it. Just slide that all the way back.
All the way down.
And I also found that if you decrease the lightness by like 2 or 3, it just sort of gives it a little bit more texture, depth, or whatever you want to call it. Just looks better.
A little pop.
Just a little something. Press OK. You're good to go. Now we're going to duplicate this layer.
Yeah, so we'll right click.
And duplicate layer.
Duplicate layer.
Boom, right there. And you're going to rename this one, right?
Yeah, so this one we'll do wood topper.
Mm-hmm.
And then this one will be wood depths.
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
Okay.
Okay, that's good.
And then we're going to sandwich these two, or sandwich it in between the paint layer.
Exactly. Yeah.
Let's also, we'll right click and we'll change the color of these layers so you can kind of see the difference.
It's a no.
It's a no
no drawn.
Right click and go into, and you can see the layer style, and you can change that right there. Right click, change it to red. It's just to show you that they're two different ones.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So we're going to start by going to wood topper, and we're going to right click, going to add, and we're going to add filter mask.
Exactly. We're going to actually go up to adjust. So this might be collapsed. So you want to open that up, right?
Yeah.
And then you actually want to go to invert. See how it sort of looks like an X-ray of wood? That means you did the right thing.
Yeah, it doesn't.
You know? So yeah, press OK. And then you're also going to change the blending mode. So you're going to click that layer, the wood topper, and go up to layer blending mode. And you're going to add grain extract.
And if you don't already have it,
you can find it in mix.
And then you can just press this and see how it goes on and off. And that will pop it into your favorites
list.
Yeah.
Exactly. So definitely press grain extract. And now it's kind of like bright and all that. So that's okay. Doing the right thing.
Yeah, still good.
Now we're going to go down to the wood depth, and we're going to right click, and we're going to add another filter layer. Filter mask,
filter mask.
And
this time it's going to be levels.
Yeah. And there we go. Press OK. Wonderful. Now you can adjust that filter mask, you know, the actual levels of that. You can actually press the right mouse button and then go up to properties. And then you'll see that pop up, and you can adjust this. So say you want it a little bit darker, you know, you can adjust these levels, and there you go. I think that's good. Just so that you give,
it gives you a little extra.
Exactly. It'll allow you to adjust it exactly to your liking. If you want a little more grain, a little less grain, and so on and so forth. Awesome. And the one thing we're going to need to do is actually add pigment to this, right?
Yeah, so it's not just black and white.
Yeah. What you want to do is you want to delete the background, believe it or not. So you want to unlock the background and trash that. And then go down a little plus down at the bottom, but there's a little arrow pointing down. Click that, and you want to add a fill layer right there. Awesome. What this will do is obviously, as you've seen, add color. And you can pick your color right here if you'd like.
Yeah, so, you can go around, you can change it up. We're going to pick more of like a...
You kind of want it a little bit more saturated and brighter, just so that it sort of sees a little bit more. There we go.
What's that?
I would put it in the more mid-tone zone. You'd want it less saturated, just because you want it less saturated. Perfect, right there. Right there. That's good.
So
messing around infinitely here. Okay.
Yeah, you can be here forever.
Totally. You press OK on this, and that'll be there. Now you want to make sure that fill layer is below all of them. Okay.
Yeah.
And what will happen is Now it goes back to white. You're like, I don't know what that is, right?
Yeah.
First thing I would like to do with that fill layer is make sure that you know that you can either press your right mouse button. Oh, sorry, I did something. Press your right mouse button, and then you can go up to properties, and that's where you can immediately change the color. So say you don't like the color, you can select a different one here anywhere you like. Just wanted to make sure, everybody knows that. And there you go. Okay. So if we can actually rename that and call that color, maybe?
Yeah.
Oh, also, could we add a notation that with F3 will give you the ability to toggle your color, or basically to allow that pop-up to come up in front of you. So you just press F3 on your keyboard and it'll pop up.
Nice.
Okay, now we're gonna move on to the paint layer. This layer we have to rename, right? Because this is the one layer we're going to actually be painting on. So we could rename this to burninating. Burninating layer. There we go.
Burninating layer.
There we go. And we can change the properties of it so it's actually green, just so that you know this is the one you're going to be burninating on.
Right click and we're going to press green layer style just to show it's a little different. Also, it's a good idea to lock the wood depths in the wood topper once you finish making them, so you don't accidentally paint on them.
Change them a little bit.
Yeah.
But you can change the opacity, which is actually the next step.
Yeah, is what we're going to show. So in wood depths, if it looks black and white and we want to change that to color. So to do that, you go to wood depths and you change the opacity, and then you'll see that color pop through.
Yeah, see? There you go. There's the wood. And the same with the wood topper.
Yeah.
But the wood topper has a different effect. This is what will show the actual layer above where you would be wood burning. And what that does is it'll actually give that illusion that you're actually painting on wood. So if you wouldn't mind, pick one of the brushes. Whatever's easier, just to sort of demo this. Make sure you're on the burninating layer.
Burninating layer.
There we go. Make that real big if you can. There we go. And just as an example, the wood topper.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, it's good. The wood topper layer is why you can actually still see the wood grain, while you're burning, right? So see how you can still see that wood grain there? The topper is what actually is creating that effect. Now, if you could burn a lot of it, or put it down a lot, just to show the difference.
Here's the thing: it's kind of acting up because I don't know why, but it's showing it gray.
Well, this is why. It's because the wood top. That's exactly it. The wood topper creates almost like a layer above it, which changes its opacity. So if you go to wood topper and drop down the actual opacity, you're gonna see how the texture, the illusion of the texture of the wood will come and go. So we definitely say 46% maybe is good. And see, now try it. And I bet it'll feel a lot different to you.
Oh, okay, see, yeah, because that looked a little different.
See, so that's an easy mistake to make. That wood topper layer needs to have its opacity drop down for the effect to truly be exactly what you want.
Also, we recommend when painting with the wood burning brushes, we recommend painting in sepia colored tones.
Yeah. Because
it won't look as realistic as real wood burning would be. So it would look like you're wood burning with a color.
Yeah.
Which is still actually really cool. And if you want to experiment with that, I'd say
I would.
Heck yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. Because this is computers. Really do whatever you want.
Yeah,
Have fun.
It's about experimenting.
Yeah.
So there we go. Oh, we do want to say that the bundle that we will be having available to you will be in the link below, as well as we also made 2 different versions. Oh, there's one last thing. I'm so sorry. I'm totally off. Yeah. There's a few things. You're right. I was jumping the gun here. There's one layer that I wanted to talk about below your burninating layer, and I would add it, but this layer is if you wanted to add stain or color. And what you want to do is you want to call this the stain layer.
Sorry. Yes.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I got in the way.
Here we go.
Call it the stain layer. But this layer's blending mode needs to be at multiply. just so that you know if you're doing this. And if we could go to the Krita, yeah, that one.
This is the nice example. This is
the,
what
yeah.
it does.
So what that does is that you'll be able to burn, you know, where you'd like. But if you were like using this to use like a colored stain, or even if you wanted like, you know, an actual water-based color stain, which they have, what happens is that when you do it and you put it down, it's going to look dull. It's going to look almost very opaque. And when you change the blending mode to multiply, it's going to bring that grain up. It's going to pop that grain up. And it's also going to increase the saturation of that color, which really makes it look really good. You know, the yellow comes out great. I've used yellow stains like a golden stain. I've used, you know, actual turquoise and greens. This looks really good in how it came out. So I have to say, this is legit. You know, this is as close as you're going to get. And that grain is maintained. Look at that grain. You know, that's incredible. So, yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. So I did a little burning work there, you know, for the line work and stuff like that.
I like how it looks.
Isn't
I have
it
to
neat?
say, that's really cool.
Yeah.
As a whole, that also just like really pops. So,
yeah.
heck yeah.
Super cool.
So there's a lot you can really do with this.
Exactly.
This is a
And
really
you can
good
pick
thing.
the color, whatever you want. But I did want to also say that we have 2 canvases that we've made, and this will be in the bundle that we will have in the link below in the comments. We did one that is a knotted pine.
Yeah, in the description of the video.
So, yeah, thank you. We have one that is the knotted pine, and then we also have one that is an oak version, which literally is a hardwood. So it'll still work the exact same way. And we actually, over in the layer section is what all the, you know, everything is. So we've set it all up. So all you got to do is just go and burninate.
Burn in the burninate and stain in the
stain in the staining.
and have fun.
And have fun. You know, we hope everyone can just experiment with these things, experiment with these tools.
Yeah.
Because it's really, you know, fun to do.
They're really fun. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They come with these 4 brushes that we made too. So you'll get these 4 brushes out of it. There's one that's kind of a blender.
Mm-hmm.
This I like that one. There's a
it's
lot of
the universal one.
fun,
Like we modeled these after
real
actual tips.
Yeah.
So they actually do work the way they would, and they do also follow the tail of your stylus. So if you line up,
you show it really large.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna make it real big. Like you can hold it down, and it's also pressure sensitive, so you can actually, you know, put down this pigment or this. It's actually following the tail of my brush, or my stylus, and I can actually use it very much like an actual burner. I love how it actually burns over what you've already done. I'm sorry I did that on you.
I think it's cool. It doesn't bother me.
That's a great example.
Still draw around it.
This is great for shading. This is that universal brush or the universal tip that's always kind of there. So super cool. And the best part is, if you want to undo what you've done, it's digital.
Right?
So like, I mean, this is
you can
so
erase
cool.
over it too.
Yeah.
Use these as erasers.
See, you can and this really works just like how an actual wood burner would work. The more pressure you put, the darker it gets, just like you're burning wood. You know, you can put it on there longer, just like an actual iron. So it's really cool. So we just wanted to show this.
Yeah.
I think it's cool. It's a fun kit.
It's cool. You can do a lot of cool stuff with this.
Right.
So, you know, feel free to just have fun and make cool stuff with this. Yeah.
You know,
experiment.
We hope everybody enjoys this and has fun using this. If everybody enjoys what we're doing and the actual videos we're making, you know, if you could just like them, let us know, you know, what's up and what you like, and, you know, we'll just keep going for it.
Yeah,
so,
love to see too how you use these.
Yeah, right? That's awesome. That's really good, honey.
No, thank you.
Wow.
We're just having fun.
I see you can just have fun with these
fun
brushes.
Around, have fun. You just,
exactly.
It doesn't have to be.
Looks like a bit of a shaggy kind of a thing happening. That's so cool.
It's fun. Little fun character.
There he is.
There we go.
Yeah. He's like a, what's the guy from, he looks like a little fawn or what? The guy who's got like goat legs. Anyways.
Like a Puck kind of character?
Yeah, like Puck.
Mr. Tumnus? No.
Wasn't it
I don't get that vibe, but that's.
Maybe that's me. Sorry. Don't mean to.
No, you're good.
Okay.
Why not?
So, right? Hope everybody enjoys this bundle and has fun experimenting.
Yeah, and
You know?
use the eraser. You could do a lot of cool
Yeah,
stuff.
right?
Have fun experimenting and enjoy
You
yourself.
just have fun. We're having fun in the video.
Yeah, we are.
That's awesome. So, okay. MossCharmly out now?
MossCharmly out.
MossCharmly out. Okay, get busy burninating.